At the end of January of 2019, I had the opportunity to go to the General Board of Church and Society Young Clergy Gathering. And at the gathering, we got to talk about all sorts of different topics and ways in which local churches like ours can engage in mission in our communities, in our state, in our nation, and even in our world. What really stood out to me when I was there is where the United Methodist building is located, which is right across the street from our nation's capital. And then on the other side of the street from the Supreme Court. It was a really great place for me to be to remind myself that not only am I supposed to be trying to do God's work in our community, but also stand up for injustice in our nation. As I walked into the United Methodist Church and Society building there in Washington, D.C., was the verse that was painted in the top of the foyer, which was Micah 6:8, which says, "What does the Lord require of me but to seek justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with your God?" It's a beautiful verse to welcome you into that building and to challenge me for my time there. One of the trainings that we took that I would really like to just share with you very quickly, and we'll look more into this idea a little bit later. But it stands out to me as I think back over my time in Washington, D.C. And it was called the Four Quadrants of Caring. It's a tool that can be used by local congregations to help with mission in their communities. And really, as you see in the picture here, you can see mercy and justice being the two main points, and personal and then less personal ways of carrying out mercy and carrying out justice. And so the first that most churches are doing, that we are doing very well, is charity. It's the first quadrant that we look at in how to care for our community. And charity is one of those things. It's one of the easiest ways for us to care for our community. But God doesn't call us to stop at charity. That is just the first level or first step of caring for our community. The next one is mutuality, shifting from the ministry to ministry with. This is the idea of being able to sit down with people and to get to know them and to build relationships with them and to learn what their needs are and to help them with those needs. It's to sit down with them and to take a look at even the systems that are in place that might need to change in order to really give them the help that they need. And then we go into the justice section of the quadrants of caring. And in the justice, we see advocacy, which is on the side of the less personable. Advocacy, trying to go and stand up for injustice in our local community, in our state, and in our nation. And then eventually, we could even do it around the world. Standing up for injustice for those who are systems that we have in place in government or in the state government or even in our local government where people are being oppressed. This helped remind me that charity, mutuality, is only the beginning of trying to help our world look different. And so advocacy being a major part in that injustice. And then the more personable aspect of advocacy work is solidarity, where we are walking alongside of and helping the voice of the people who are feeling oppressed be able to speak up and share and advocate for themselves. So this is the four quadrants of caring, and we will talk more about this later. As I reflect on my time in Washington, D.C., this is the training that spoke to me the most about what our job is to do in our community and how we can truly live into our calling, which is to live out God's love.